good evening, and welcome to another edition of Teen Sports Chatter. As always, I'm your host, Kunal Singh, and here now it's mid-September. All of you know what that means. We have the NFL underway, and the MLB is about to approach the playoffs, so we have a lot to talk about. We'll get to the MLB in the second half of our show, but right now we're going to focus on football. Finally, it's back. Finally, in our NFL analysts here, we have Neil Vishwanath, Jonathan Davis, Ethan Christensen, and Joao Alma. So let's dive right into football. So week one, we had kind of a lot of the good teams winning, bad teams losing, a couple of great games. And let me just get some of your big thoughts and summaries of week one.
All right, well, one thing that really stood out to me because it had a lot of implications to my fantasy team was the Bills' defense.
Oh my
okay,
goodness.
they were
Goodness.
scary week
By
one.
your fantasy team, you mean the Colts?
Yeah,
right?
I had Andrew Luck and a tough week, but I mean, luckily I pulled out the win. Yeah,
luckily.
But Tyrod Taylor, like specifically, you know, I knew the defense was going to be good, but he put up 27 points, and you know that's big for them. If they can get points on the board, I think their defense can win the game.
Yeah, the defense is so good, and they have a second big test against New England this week.
Definitely.
Which is gonna be
I'm
an
looking
unreal
forward
game.
to that.
Yeah.
I mean, what's going on with Seattle's D?
Yeah.
A little surprising, huh, boys?
seriously.
Yeah.
Cam Chancellor.
No Cam Chancellor.
Cam Chancellor more important
holding
than
it.
I guess they
They
thought.
just got to pay
Yeah.
the dude.
I mean,
Suck it up.
Last, there's the Seattle's D. Also, Broncos offense. I mean,
Yeah.
they're Okay, let's look
you
at
saw
week one. Let's look week one real quick.
Yeah,
Okay,
we've seen the week two game. It's Friday.
We've seen week two, but let's just talk about week one. You know, there was a little to no passing game against really a subpar passing defense.
Peyton missed at least four,
If you see Peyton throw, like
Yeah.
I've watched him for years, and there's not like the same speed on the ball anymore.
No.
It kind of just
And he's always thrown ducks.
snaps.
Yeah,
He's always
yeah.
thrown ducks.
Yeah.
Richard
Yeah.
Sherman said it
But they're
himself.
even duckier.
Yeah, they're even worse than
And I mean, Gary Kubiak's one. First of all, he's taken over the offense. I mean, Peyton's usually run his own offense. Gary Kubiak has now introduced this more run-heavy, established the run early, established the
didn't
pass
work
late.
at all.
Yeah, that might
CJ
be
Anderson, let me
changing.
tell you, he's on my fantasy team. He's one of the worst draft picks
Oh,
I've
yeah.
ever
He's
had.
not.
He's not
Well, that's
as
also-
good as the running backs that Peyton has had
Yeah,
in years
exactly.
past.
I mean, Peyton
know.
still has the wide receivers, but even just the running back production, even Anderson's a talented guy. We saw that all
Yeah.
of last year.
I mean,
Not all, but
they
for the last
faced
couple
two
of-
very good
Yeah,
run
exactly.
defenses.
That's what I'm
Okay,
saying.
just take
You
that
don't-
into
you don't-
account.
Their offensive line in general is pretty
but
new. They need
Their offensive line looked awful. I mean, Peyton's
Yeah,
under.
horrible.
To see a quarterback like Peyton Manning,
Yeah.
who's guarded like an angel by his offensive
And
line
he throws
every
the
year.
ball quickly. He's
And
like
he throws
Tom
the
Brady,
ball
gets
quickly.
it out.
Yeah.
He's
He's
getting
the fastest-
drops back. He's getting sacked. Everything.
He's
Yeah.
the fastest release time out of any quarterback.
Denver offense looking like a mess right now.
Yeah, I agree.
Their
but
defense looking.
I mean,
I
if
don't
you
know,
look
second
at
half,
defense-
second half.
No,
Thursday
okay.
night game, it looked pretty. It
Yeah,
was
they
okay.
look-
It was
yeah,
okay.
The turnovers, they
wasn't
get a
really-
lot
yeah,
of
it wasn't
turnovers.
They got a
nearly
lot
as
of
bad.
turnovers. It did look bad.
I'm just not accustomed to seeing a offense run by Peyton turn a ball over that
Looked like
much.
he was in the
It was like-
playoffs, huh?
Yeah, that was bad.
It looked like Peyton Manning playoffs football.
Yeah, and so, but their defense, if you want to look at a positive, but that team looks so good. They've scored so many defensive
Oh my
touchdowns.
God,
Of course,
DeMarcus Ware was a beast.
and they won the game last night off the defensive touchdown, just like in week one. Week one, they scored no offensive touchdowns, only defensive touchdowns. So, any thoughts for you?
Yeah, I got to go with what Neil said. I was really surprised by the Bills-Colts game. I was surprised that Luck's offense only scored 14 points. I was expecting a little bit better of a showing from such a high-powered offense coming into the
I
season.
don't like the Colts offense. I don't know.
And
Really?
I just
They have so
think
many
that they're
weapons.
talent
They have
heavy.
so many
There's
Andre
weapons.
Johnson's overrated. Frank Gore's too old. Broken
I mean,
down.
I would argue that Andre Johnson is like underrated. He's played with
overrated.
horrible quarterbacks
Yeah.
his whole career. Look at
I
the
don't see him
numbers he's
doing
put up.
anything. I'm
And
sorry,
now
I don't see him doing
with
anything.
one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. I see him like getting a lot of red zone
He's got
looks.
T.Y. Hilton too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
he's
like
not-
T.Y.
he's
I
not
think
healthy.
T.Y. Hilton's
He's not
probably
healthy.
the best weapon they got
They have
on
they
that
have a lot
offense.
of they have a lot of young and really
tight
fast
ends,
the
receivers.
tight
They
ends.
have a vertical,
They have,
but then
the thing is, they have a pretty soft team. The
Yeah.
other guys are really tough.
Yeah.
Like they don't have like I'm a big Pats fan, obviously, but they don't have like a Julian Edelman type,
Yeah, like
or
a
just like one of those
grinder.
like Emmanuel Sanders. He's pretty tough also.
Yeah.
Like these smaller guys, I can
Yeah.
just get those. It's like
Yeah.
T.Y.
No
Hilton's
one,
small.
no
but-
one scares me on their defense either. Like
Yeah.
Not at all.
Oh,
Not
like,
at all.
except for
their
Vontae Davis. Vontae Davis is amazing. I'm
Vontae
a big
Davis.
fan.
No, I think Vontae Davis is good, but him by himself back
Yeah.
there
Yeah,
is
they-
just
yeah.
like
nothing.
is
They have nothing scary
That's true,
after
that's
they
true.
traded Mathis.
Yeah.
Their whole team kind of went to shreds. And then I kind of want to bring up the NFC East. Like, what?
Oh,
do you,
yeah.
I know you have some
I
thoughts
was
on that.
not impressed
By
at all.
anyone.
No, by anybody. I honestly thought they were gonna have three of the best offenses in football.
Three?
Three.
Even the Giants?
No, not the three, but
Oh,
three
okay.
of the
Oh,
best.
okay, sure.
Because the Giants, I thought were gonna be really good with Eli Manning,
I
not
actually,
Dez,
I actually
Odell
thought that
Beckham.
Eli Manning was gonna have a great year.
I thought he was gonna have a
this
great
year.
year.
With all his weapons.
But,
no,
I
if
was
you
not
look at the
impressed.
end of, if you look at like
Yeah.
the last 6 games,
I don't think you
He
can
went
count out
off.
the Giants yet.
he was
you
like
can't.
he was a
You
top
can't
3
count out. I was just not
fantasy
impressed week one.
I just
Odell
think
was
that
kinda shut down.
that
Yeah.
yeah. And that Sunday night game was like one of the weirdest games of football
Yeah.
I've
Hold
ever
on,
watched. in my
let's hear
life.
Jonathan Davis's commentary of Eli Manning in the huddle.
Hey, Rashad. Why don't you go ahead? Don't score, okay? Don't score. Let's go. Let's go. We'll lose the game. Just don't
Like,
score.
I
Coach
don't-
me that fantasy game real
That
quick. Just
that
don't score.
that decision just boggles my mind.
Yeah, so
I
far-
just
I don't get it.
For the people who don't know, it was kind of a close game coming down the stretch. The Giants were up. They were at the goal line.
Oh, let's waste some time.
And then Eli Manning's like, you know what, let's chew some crock. He tells his running back, Rashad Jennings, don't score the ball. Just don't score.
play some-
Just sit
let's play
outside.
some Jim
he
Harbaugh
told him
offense and
to
conservative.
kneel
We're
at the
up and
half-inch line.
Yeah, and
Kneel
so
at
they
the
ended up
half-inch
kicking
line.
a field goal. Dallas came back.
That was one of the most impressive. What was it, like
Drive.
1 minute
Yeah,
drill?
drive.
Like
Tony
that
Romo.
was, Tony Romo.
Tony
was just,
Romo's one of the clutchest quarterbacks.
Yeah,
He
he
has
seems
been
very
very,
underrated.
very
It was
good.
just like boom, boom, boom.
Without his
touchdown.
number one
Yeah,
target,
without-
Des Bryant.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he went to Jason Witten
And
for 2
he
years.
has the most comeback fourth quarter
Yeah,
victories.
I think so. I think
He
it's-
does.
yeah, I think
27.
it's
He
more
has
than
27.
Yeah,
Brady
I
or
definitely agree
anybody.
with that.
Yep.
And then
Oh,
to
Brady.
the NFC West, the Niners looked better than a lot of us thought.
Yeah, honestly, okay,
Carlos Hyde looks
I
sweet.
thought the Niners were gonna be absolute trash this season.
Yeah, we
and
heard
I'm not
we-
willing to change my mind after 1 week.
I mean, they played the Vikings.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
played the
They-
Vikings.
Put things in
Vikings,
perspective.
like-
I'm a huge Niner fan.
Yeah,
but
Like
let's put things in perspective.
everyone
I thought
was
the Vikings weren't gonna be that bad though.
no, everyone was kind of jumping on the
Yeah,
Niners
I
bandwagon after the end of the week. I'm still a little skeptical.
Yeah.
Yes, they looked really good in the second half. Carlos Hyde looks like he's going to be
Kaepernick
an animal.
still looks the same.
Kaepernick.
Yeah,
Kaepernick
I
still
thought
looks the
Kaepernick
same.
looked a
I don't
little
know,
bit
but
better.
if you
Kaepernick still
notice
looks
when he
the same.
rolled out, instead of running, you saw his eyes down the
Yeah.
field. He's looking
He
to
made-
throw
but
more
But the
now.
first,
So,
the
like,
first half of football was pretty bad.
Yeah,
I
that
thought.
was-
Yeah,
that
that
was
was
more
that was
quality,
the
the
weirdest.
quality of football.
Yeah.
No, let's not get into that.
But
Let's
I
talk about
think-
the second half. It was a better half.
Also, like, the thing for Kaepernick is he used his legs a lot more in getting open during the game.
He still missed some
But I
easy
think
throws.
against a-
He overthrows too
I think
much.
against a
Ideally,
smart
that'll
defense,
come with
that
time.
won't
He
work.
doesn't
I
give people a
agree.
chance. Yeah, come with time. He's been there for a
And
little
Hyde
bit.
really opened it up. Yeah, Minnesota started stacking the box. But then their defense, they stopped Adrian Peterson.
Well, not so much to
Unfortunately
stop
for
them,
me.
except that Minnesota didn't really run the
They-
ball that
yeah,
many
10
times.
carries.
Yeah.
That was.
That was weird.
Bridgewater couldn't do
I'm a little
anything.
biased because I've
Yeah.
got Adrian Peterson, but that's still like, how do you
Yeah,
give
I'm-
supposedly like one of
best
the most
running
dominant
back, yeah.
backs in, in
Only 10
recent
carries.
history,
Only
only
10
10
carries.
carries. That was.
I mean, I see the same thing in Marshawn Lynch. I feel like the Seahawks, they rarely ever give him 20 carries, even though he should be the centerpiece of their
Yeah.
offense right
Yeah,
now.
and I agree. And then, is there any reason to panic for Seahawks fans who
No.
they had a tough loss at the Rams, but
I don't
also
think
they
so.
had a
Well,
tough
in division games are always a lot closer.
And the
I
Rams
know.
have given
Rams have given them trouble.
Seahawks
Yeah.
trouble
Yeah,
in St.
definitely.
Louis the past
Their
couple
front
years.
seven is so
I don't
good.
think
Yeah.
I'm not hitting the panic button for the.
I
Seahawks
almost feel
yet.
like on that 4th down and 1, they chose to run the ball purely because of the
Because
Super
of
Bowl
the-
last
I
year.
agree.
And they're facing the best front seven debatably in the NFL.
Yep.
Like, just because of last year, they shouldn't be living in the past. They need to do something other than just run Marshawn Lynch down their throat.
Totally agree.
Although
I
I'm
mean,
pretty sure
the
they
play call
passed
could have
on
been
3rd
different.
and 1, and I feel like they should have ran it on 3rd and 1, and then made a decision on 4th down.
Yeah, and also like the special teams in that game were so good.
Oh,
But so
yeah.
do you guys still have the Seahawks winning that division, even though Arizona,
Yeah.
Oh,
Arizona
division,
looks
I would say
solid.
division.
I'd say
yeah.
Yeah,
Seattle's
I
still
mean,
winning
last
that.
year you saw Arizona have like
Yeah.
a 3-game cushion on the Seahawks, and they're just so consistent. They find a way to grind out the
Well, that's
title.
because
That's why I
Carson
think they
Palmer
get
was
it.
injured.
Yeah, that's true. That's
But
true.
he'll probably get injured again this season.
And then
Don
as far
Palmer.
as like as a whole, do any of your predictions change after week 1? And then also remember when we did the prediction show, we also had Jordy Nelson on the Packers
Yeah.
instead of injured. So does that any of the stuff you saw in week 1 change anything?
I think Aaron Rodgers is so good. Okay, I'm not, after 1 week, I won't change it, but Aaron Rodgers was so efficient.
Yeah.
He was ridiculously efficient. I'm going to keep him going to the Super Bowl.
Because James Jones,
but
which was
I admit that it gives me a little bit of worry.
There's no reason to worry if you're a Packers fan right
Yeah.
now. I
Just give the receiver some time to click. I
yeah.
think with
And
him.
James Jones, they've already
Yeah.
clicked
James,
before.
yeah,
I
James
mean,
Jones. I mean, I think almost every single first red zone target was to
Was
James
James
Jones.
Which
Yeah.
is
I mean, that was
great
ridiculous,
surprising.
right?
for my fantasy team.
Or mine.
Maybe
Yeah.
they were just playing good D on Randall Cobb and Devontae. I mean, I know Devontae did
And I feel like
nothing.
Devontae
continue
will-
to do nothing
he'll-
because he's on your fantasy team.
yeah. But I feel like, hey, we'll get to this fantasy smack talk in a little, but I think Devontae will get better.
You think
There's
so?
One thing about my predictions that changed. I stand by the Packers, but I predicted the Colts would make it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Oh,
and right
yeah.
now, like they
That's-
don't.
I had
Look,
the
I don't
Patriots.
see.
They don't look scary.
For my fantasy team, it looks good because it looks like they're just going for like quantity of passes, and they don't look like a very balanced
They just
offense.
look soft.
And yeah, they don't really. I don't see improvement from last
Well,
year.
one thing you
I
got-
don't see them beating the Patriots in Foxborough.
Yeah,
Like,
but
that's what it
you
comes
can be
down to.
confident they're going to make the playoffs. I mean,
Yeah,
their
yeah.
division,
Oh,
their
oh,
division,
oh,
their
absolutely.
Well, I mean,
their
they've got
division's
like
awful.
Tennessee is winning the division, by the way.
Mariota.
I mean, you're playing Houston and Jaguars 4 times.
Yep.
So
That's
you-
pretty much 4 wins.
Guaranteed
Yeah.
4 wins right
Yeah,
there.
Houston's not that
If
bad.
nothing,
but-
you split with
Houston
the
has
Titans.
Ethan Christensen,
You don't
but
know
other
who's
than that,
passing.
they don't
You
have
don't know who's
anybody.
passing for the Houston
Yeah,
Texans. It
Houston, I
switches
believe
up
Ryan
every
Mallett.
day.
Yeah, so that's tough. But I think I'm actually going to change my Super Bowl prediction. I said it was the Colts and the Packers. I think that Peyton Manning's going to continue to get better. over the whole season. And then I think the Broncos are going to make it because of their defense.
defense is
It's so
good.
Yeah,
talented.
if they can play with the same level of defense, like didn't they shut out the Chiefs in the second half? They scored one
Yeah.
field goal.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
field goal. So, like,
They
I
even
mean,
didn't score a touchdown.
No,
remember?
it's
Oh, yeah.
14-14 at the half.
Yeah.
Okay, but
So they scored.
So they won what 31-24.
Oh, they had a Jamal
Yeah.
Charles
Oh,
touchdown.
the
in the second
Jamal
half.
39-yard
Yeah,
run.
he had a
Okay, so
nice,
some
he had a nice
lapses.
run, but then of course Charles fumbled
Again.
twice at the end of the game.
Again.
But then also I'm going to change it from the Packers to the Seahawks due to the fact that when Green Bay's going to play elite teams, I think they're going to miss Jordan Nelson a lot.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
they
do
that,
that.
I mean, that connection between Rodgers to Nelson is
Yeah,
Yeah,
one
if
you
you think
don't-
about it, they
you don't
faced the
see.
Chicago Bears,
Yeah.
which is.
It's also they're such a bad
Very
defense.
soft
Doesn't mean
defense.
But Fortigi looked good, and let's transition over to fantasy now. Forte looked good in week 1. Who else looked good in week 1?
I mean, tight ends just in general.
Oh my
like,
God.
Oh my
goodness.
goodness.
Like who? Stefarius Austin.
Austin,
Stefarius
Jason
Jenkins.
Witten, like a revival, dude.
Travis
like,
Kelsey.
Yeah.
Gronk.
Jimmy
Graham
Graham scored a touchdown, and he's still
Oh,
he was
finally.
11th ranked tight
Yeah.
end.
Finally, Jimmy Graham scored a
Tyler
touchdown.
I know, right?
Tyler
Okay,
Eifert
so we had-
killed me.
We
Yeah.
had Tyler
Oh, yeah, he was
Eifert,
killing
we
me.
had Tyler Eifert, Travis Kelsey, Gronk, all go for over 20, and Stefarius Austin Jenkins.
Yeah.
There were four.
Stefarius Jenkins,
Yeah, Austin's whatever.
Yeah.
And they
It's all
all went over.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they
it
went
was
all
crazy.
over
I
20
feel like
points.
I was thinking about it, and one of the biggest reasons this happened, I saw teams, they're doing typical like Belichick style defense where they're taking away the team's #1 receiver.
Yeah.
Like if you saw all of the top receivers drafted out of them in week 1, the only ones that truly performed to their potential were Julio and then Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so teams are looking for other options, and there's these big tight ends in the middle of the field, and without their
and
their
in the
#1
red
target-
zone.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
Gronk, I mean, he wasn't like he maybe
makes it
ran
look
4
easy.
verticals once or twice,
Yeah.
but then Pittsburgh forgot to cover him, and then you just lofted up.
Yeah.
Same thing happened with Kelsey. He had one long breakout,
Yeah.
but then they were just throws to the end zone. So do you think tight ends is the new revival? That's a big thing.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Like last night's game, we saw what happened to Travis Kelsey. He had one big game. I think tight ends just aren't consistent outside of
Yeah.
Gronk, but I don't
That's
think they're
true.
consistent.
Yeah, people
I
think
they can
Tyler
have
Eifert's
big
going to be
games.
true. I mean, going to be consistent,
You're
but
gonna
they still have
see. You're
AJ
gonna
Green.
see the
Defense-
rankings of tight ends in fantasy
inflate.
football change every single
Yeah,
year.
exactly.
Yeah.
You're gonna see
And
Gronk
you-
at the top constantly, and you're just gonna see
Like Greg Olsen
a
had
mixture.
1 point, and he's going to go back up, and then he's going to go back down.
Defenses will adapt too. This
Yeah.
is the NFL.
Yeah.
You know,
You can't get away with
exactly.
in the NFL. It's
People
like
will
cheating.
learn. Defenses will learn, and
You're savage, Jonathan. If you guys didn't hear
Anyways.
that, he said you can't get away with anything in the NFL except cheating.
Anyways,
Your name's Bill Jump.
something else. Besides, I liked Kelsey. I liked Hyde a lot.
Yeah.
I thought
I like
he
Hyde.
looked
Both
explosive.
on my fantasy team, of course.
Right, of course. 159 points speaks for itself. right?
159.8.
Let's go. He's still not 160. I think Hyde was just an explosive running back behind. He set up the pass well. He made that beautiful spin move and to get
Oh,
the
yeah,
touchdown.
I know,
in the end
Ohio
zone.
State spin.
The Braxton Miller,
Yeah.
if you want. I mean, God, they were just playing out of their minds.
Yeah, I
especially
definitely agree.
Carlos Hyde.
And I think also we talked about Tyler Eifert. I think Jeremy Hill is actually a beast. Like, I mean, I didn't like
He
him
didn't
last
play
year. I
that
didn't
well
like him
that
bef-
game,
Yeah.
he
but
he
he's
played
gonna
very
be
well.
good.
Well, he just got 2 touchdowns, but he only ran for like
like
60
3.6 yards.
Touchdowns are like a lottery, though. Like
Yeah,
they were
yeah,
goal
yeah,
line
for sure.
carries, right?
Oh, but yeah, but he gets all the goal line.
He's got
carries.
Giovanni Bernard too. So
Yeah, I got-
yeah,
I
you need
fucking
the,
both
you need the
guys.
team to get to the goal line.
Yeah.
Which a lot of
That's
times
pretty
you'll
cool
be
that
like
you
the
got
10-yard
Bernard.
line, you'll pass it
That's a
in. Like
good,
you,
Yeah.
good solid back.
No, I definitely agree. Yeah, that's a great. I mean, and that's one of the rare cases where they have 2 very talented running backs and not committed.
And I think they're kind of like different styles, so they're
Oh,
perfect.
yeah,
the Thunder and
passing,
Lightning.
yeah,
kind of shit,
it's like
You
it was
wanna
like
pass to
Vereen.
Bernard.
It's not as good, but Vereen and LeGarrette Blount,
Yeah, exactly.
or Vereen and Rashad Jennings.
Yeah.
At this point, and then to any weak players that you guys don't like or had a great week in week 1, but you would give advice to trade away.
Well, the thing is, okay, look, Carlos Hyde looked good. The Niners looked good. And everybody at this table basically wants Carlos Hyde away from Canal. I would trade Carlos Hyde because people here are talking about, he can be an RB1, be a really high-end RB2. So I think if you can trade him for that kind of value, like round 1, round 2 kind of value, then I think you should trade him away.
Yeah, he did lead all the scorers
Yeah.
with a lot of points.
Yep.
Anyone else?
I've got Sammy Watkins on my team, and he was atrocious
And
last week.
Deshaun Jackson.
How many points? He had like 9 yards.
receiver.
receiving?
No,
Zero
it's zero.
points.
It's zero.
Zero
points. It's 0 points.
I would start steering away from Sammy Watkins maybe.
Because
Tyrod
Tyrod
Taylor
Taylor,
and
no,
him
he
don't
doesn't
seem to have a connection. I think he only got looked at 4 times.
Yeah.
No,
and-
2 targets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
2 targets. That's even worse.
2 targets.
Someone on your fantasy team, Jeremy Maclin. He's in an offense where Smith's just not gonna. I mean, look, Last year, he threw 18 passes that were 21 yards or over, and was 3 for 18.
Yeah.
He's not going.
and I don't like
Jeremy Maclin.
I don't see
made bank.
Macklin, getting the points he did in Philadelphia. But one thing to take into account is Macklin is the most targeted player on the Chiefs
Yeah,
right
it's
now.
more than
So
Kelsey, which I think is a joke.
it's more
Yeah.
if Smith
Yeah,
can
but it's like
play
8
as
yard,
well
it's
as
8-yard catches here and there. He's not breaking off for anything.
it's mainly just Alex Smith, just not really playing to his potential.
Well,
And,
I'd say
like,
he's
don't know.
probably the best like wide receiver on the
He's-
team.
yeah,
Oh,
he's
well,
definitely.
absolutely.
So,
You know, it's the
I
only
don't
wide
even-
receiver
I don't
on the
even
team.
know
it's just a
another
question of
wide
whether
receiver
the
on that team.
offense can be like
Yeah.
high octane enough.
Yeah, and I think Charles opens up a lot of the pass game for
We'll see.
Alex Smith. Is
Smith's
success
been a
if
dink
he-
and dunker. He's going to be a dink and
Yeah,
dunker.
I don't
He's
think
not-
they'll do
Maclin's not
anything.
gonna do anything.
Yeah, a dinker and a dunker. They're like Tom Brady. Tom Brady's a little bit of a dinker.
Yeah, of course. Just like
Good.
Peyton Manning, all the great
Tom Brady's,
quarterbacks. Joe
Tom
Montana.
Brady's really
Dinker
good.
dunker.
That's the only difference.
Yeah, so and I want to bring up a point about the Tennessee offense. Like Bishop Sankey had 20 plus
My
points.
boy.
Your boy
I'm
Bishop.
Not happening again.
And then Mariota threw for 4
for all-
touchdowns.
You don't think it might happen again? I didn't see Bishop Sankey. He's being used in a different role, I think, this year.
You have to say it's 6.2 yards per carry. Like,
Exactly.
so that's
Yeah.
like he's
It's
playing
Mariota's
well.
legs that open up.
He's being used differently. Last year he was kind of like given the reins to the Tennessee's offense. It's like please take us there, and he couldn't do it. But with Mariota opening things up, you see him a lot more coming out for screen passes, picking up yards on the receiving end.
He had a receiving touchdown.
Yeah,
right?
oh yeah,
that's why. He had-
Exactly.
And you know he ran well. He ran fast, down the field runner.
And also David Cobb. He got
They played
hurt.
the Buccaneers.
Yeah.
David,
They played the
Dude,
Buccaneers.
the Buccaneers don't
They
have a
played the
bad.
Buccaneers.
The
They have
Buccaneers
one
don't
of the
have a
best
bad
running
front
backs.
seven.
Oh, one of the best
Front sevens.
linebackers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gerald
Gerald
McCoy.
McCoy, Levante Davis,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Malcolm
they also
Brown.
have.
Deshaun Golden.
Okay, let's think about where this is coming from real quick. You guys are saying that Marcus Mariota is opening up the field for
He somewhat did.
Bishop James. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He did. He's
Definitely.
able to do that because the Buccaneers secondary is
Yeah.
not very good, besides for like
Alton
Alton Werner.
He's good.
But so he was able to open it up like that, and then that gives Bishop Sankey the ability to run, and Marcus Mariota can also run the ball,
Yeah.
giving Sankey a lot of room to run. I think if they play a team with a good secondary, Mariota is not going to do as much as he did that game. Granted, he's a pretty talented quarterback.
Didn't he only throw 4 touchdowns in the first half and then nothing else?
Nothing
the rest
else.
of the
Well,
game?
they did
I'm
Bishop
not-
after the
y'all
third
stay-
quarter.
Oh, did they
No,
really?
I got
Yeah.
that.
teams
I'm
are
not-
playing, though,
I'm not
so.
saying that Bishop Sankey is going to have 20 points like he did every week.
I'm not saying
he
he's
can
saying
average
that.
10,
He
though.
could have
I know,
80 yards a
but like,
game and
yeah, like he's gonna. I think he might because
top
it could be
15,
a little bit of a committee back there, but I think that he's got an improved role.
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
the
I think
Titans
Terrence
offense.
West had the same amount of carries
I don't
as Sankey did.
He has this. The Titans have the same thing going for them that the Colts do. They play a lot of weak teams because that division
Yeah,
is like
Yeah.
that
not
division
the
is not
best.
very good.
Yeah, I agree. And
Defensively
then
especially.
speaking of young running backs, like David Johnson, if you guys looked at the Cardinals game.
Oh, yeah, I got him on my
So
team.
Andre
Oh,
Ellington
yeah.
went out. He's hurt. And then, do you guys have a preference between David Johnson and Chris Johnson?
Well, I think David Johnson is more interesting.
But even
think
though
you got-
Chris
okay,
Johnson's
Are we
been
talking about
declared-
this week or the
Yeah,
season?
no, for the rest of the season.
Then-
For the actually
I
next
think it's
few
too early
weeks.
to really.
Yeah.
This week it's clearly Chris Johnson, just
absolutely.
because
Yeah.
the coach he doesn't like to play rookies, doesn't like to give them that big of a role. I don't
And
know
just
if
because you picked him up in fantasy.
No, I picked
No, he has
both of them.
both. He has both on his
But
But Johnson
based on
looks
my
so good
research,
if you looked at the one.
Johnson,
the one
we're
catch,
talking about.
David Johnson,
Okay,
the
there
one
you go.
catch he had for 55 yards, the kid's explosive.
I think you got to play David Johnson later on.
Yeah,
later
you
on.
stash
Chris
on
Chris Johnson
stash
gets
player.
tired.
Chris Johnson's
Yeah.
getting.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, so I
Irrelevant.
recommend picking up either one of the two. I think you have like a decent option in both. And with that, I want to conclude the football, and then I'm going to give you guys a quick update on what's happening in the rest of the sports world. So about a week ago, we had the U.S. Open. Novak Djokovic took his 3rd major title of the year over Roger Federer in 4 sets. That was an incredible match. Federer played his butt off, so did Djokovic, best returner in tennis history, in my opinion. He collects his 10th major, great for Djokovic. And then in England, soccer's the Barclays Premier League's absolutely wacky start. We have Man City going 5 for 5, collecting all 15 points. They're at the top of the league, followed by Leicester City, and then you have Man U and Arsenal. And then you go all the way down the table to 10th place. You have Liverpool, another large European club sitting there. Then you keep going down and you have Chelsea, a Euro superpower, arguably the richest one of the richest teams in the world. They're sitting there at 17th with 4 points. They've lost 3 out of 5 games, drew 1, won 1. Absolute disappointment. You know what?
can I say? I'm sorry.
That's gonna make me cry. I know none of you watch soccer, but that's gonna make me cry.
Just a FIFA player myself.
Decent FIFA player. With that, I welcome Jeffrey Burrows onto the show for the first time. We're going to be talking some baseball. It's September, almost October. You know what that means. With October comes playoff baseball. So through about almost the whole season, we're in September. The Blue Jays have really just loaded their offense.
my goodness.
They're pretty unreal.
You know, 6 players in the entire MLB, I believe, have 30 home runs and 100 RBIs right now.
They have
3 of those players
Yeah,
are
those
on the Toronto Blue Jays.
They don't. There's no weak point.
Yeah, so the Blue
Yeah,
Jays
their
have
lineup.
caught up.
5, they're
Blue Jays.
And then you get to their pitching.
Yeah, Blue Jays.
David
Yeah,
Price.
no,
David
no,
Price
I'm
is
not talking
nothing
about
but-
like their batting
Yeah,
lineup.
David
Yeah.
Price is a guaranteed win every time, right? So you got the Blue Jays. They've ran away from the Yankees. Not ran away, but they're
But,
3.5 games above.
Yeah.
Kansas City totally ran away.
Totally ran
they're so
away.
good. And then the Rangers. Where the hell did the
I don't
Rangers
know,
come from?
man. This is
They're
crazy.
2.5 over the Astros, 5 over the Angels,
insane
and
to me.
8.5 over the Mariners. They
All
came
in
out of
one series.
absolute nowhere.
The Rangers are as hot as the Astros are not right now.
Yeah,
Yep.
and then I totally agree. And then biggest disappointment in the MLB, I got the Washington Nationals.
Seriously.
The Mets they've definitely ran away. Hopefully Mets fans
The
don't
Mets
see another
pitching
crazy trip.
so young, so
good.
talented.
I think
Entire
Mets,
rotation.
Their entire
The Mets
rotation.
pitching is going to be good for like the next.
I think
I
they're like
love Thor.
They
I love
came
that nickname,
Syndergaard.
Thor,
No, I
Syndergaard,
think they're
yeah.
like 2 years. They're 2 years too soon. No one expected
Matt
them
Harvey,
to be.
Jacob deGrom.
Oh,
There's
Harvey. They got the
Cologne,
Syndergaard.
yeah. Oh, yeah, the legend.
They're good.
Top
And
of the
Steven
high.
Matz.
I
They're a
love Bartolo
solid
Colon.
team. And then the NL Central. My God. So we have 3 teams.
Mm-hmm.
So you have the Cardinals with 92 wins, the Pirates with 87, and the Cubs with 86. You put any one of those teams in another division, they're in first.
Yep.
Any one of those, which is unreal to think
arguably the
about.
3 best teams in baseball. In the same
Arguably,
division.
and they're in the same
They're all in the
division.
same division.
That's ridiculous. And then, unfortunately, your San Francisco Giants have kind of
It's okay if
they've
they're off
kind of
here, you know.
gotten out of
It's
it.
they're off
So,
here. I'll give it to
so
them.
do you guys think in the AL East and the AL West, there's going to be any changing with Toronto and the Rangers? They're kind of surprising up top. No one thought they were going to be there. Do you think they still walk away with those divisions?
Yes,
You
definitely.
do? Yeah.
Definitely.
I don't think
Nothing
Toronto's
less,
hot
yeah.
and the Rangers are
I don't
hot.
see Toronto
Rangers-
losing
I
to
don't.
the
I don't
Yankees.
see. I don't see the Yankees catching Toronto. If
Exactly.
Houston could get hot again, they might be able to
Yeah.
catch Texas. But I
not
don't see it.
happening.
I just don't see it. Like with the Astros have just been like uncharacteristically losing the games they used to win at the
I
beginning
think
of the season.
Houston already had their hot spot at the
Yeah.
beginning of the year.
Houston has the
They're-
talent to go on a bit of a run, but I don't think they have it in
And
them.
Houston's also like the Mets are very young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they got definitely a promising future. But if you look at the AL wild card, you still have somewhat of a race there.
Yep.
The Yankees are 4 games ahead. I think the Yankees are going to take the wild
I
card.
think we'll choke it away. I don't think they will.
You don't think the Yankees will?
I think they'll stay in the wild card.
They'll stay in the wild
Yeah,
card.
yeah.
They're not going to win the division.
No.
And then if you look at the rest, you have the Astros who are in the second wild
The
card.
Twins.
The Twins who are 1.5, and the Angels are 2.5. Do you think any fluctuation there?
I think, you know, the Angels. People used to think the Angels were going to be like the best team.
Yeah,
in
I thought
baseball.
I thought they might win the division.
You know, the hype's kind of gone down. I don't think they're going anywhere.
No.
The Twins.
They're good. Good.
They're
offense.
good.
Yeah,
they're
just
good.
young
They're
people.
not-
like,
they're
They're
Rizzo
missing a
and-
I
great
think-
pitcher.
Yeah.
The Yankees. I think the Yankees will make it through, but they'll lose first round.
Yeah.
They're,
too
Yeah.
old.
yeah.
They're-
They're not
Yeah,
going to make it out of Kansas City.
out of the 3 teams that have a shot at challenging the Yankees, I don't see anybody giving them real
Definitely not Houston.
trouble. Houston's
so.
the most talented team that they would face. Just it is looking god awful
Yeah,
right
they're
now.
not-
I
yeah,
don't
Everything's,
see
everything's looking bad in Houston.
Yeah, so I think we all have the Yankees kind of winning the AL
I
wild
still
card.
don't think the Yankees are very
Yeah,
good.
they're not
No,
very
no,
good.
they're
But
not.
then you look
Nothing
at
else
NL, you want
stands
to
out
talk
for them.
about very good. You talk about the Cardinals and the you talk about the Cubs and the Pirates.
It's gonna be
so
a great
if
game.
we know those teams are going to make it. Who do
Yep.
you got winning that game?
You know, I thought about this. I kind of went back and forth. You know, the Cubs have a lot of young
And they
talent.
got Arrieta, who's going to.
You got Arrieta, Rizzo, Schwarber, Bryant.
So Aaron Ayala's fantasy.
Aaron Ayala's fantasy team. Shout out to Aaron Ayala. However, sorry, Aaron. I think Pittsburgh's going to take that one.
Oh,
I think
I got
Pittsburgh
love.
has a lot of talent.
I'm hardcore rooting for the Cubs
I know you are.
just because I want to
been a
see them
while.
win.
It's been a while.
It's been a little while, yeah.
We know.
But-
We know. Red Sox fans. We know how you feel.
But I just think that I don't know if the Cubs are going to win the World Series, but I just see them going on a run.
Yeah.
I just see 'em
As
going
much as
on
I
a
want
run.
the Cubs to win, I think the Pirates will take it. They've been here before. The Cubs are
Right.
too young. They've been the past
McCutcheon
2
is
wild
a
cards
beast.
exactly.
McCutcheon.
Yeah. And
Consistent. He's like the Matt Forte
Yeah.
of the
And
of the
Arrieta's
MLB.
good, but Jericho's not
Consistency.
too bad either.
Yeah, Jared
I mean,
Cole has a lot of wins.
Exactly. So I think I'll take the Pirates in that one, but I think I could see the Cubs. They've been surprising everybody this season, so it wouldn't surprise me if they won this game.
You know, yeah.
Yeah, so
kinda
that's it's
tinker
a
back and
2-2
forth.
split. That's
Yeah.
definitely that's a toss-up game. I'm curious to see what the line is in Vegas on that game. So we'll split that there, and then so that presents a Cardinals and Cubs / Pirates. Who
Yep.
you guys got? Because actually we'll start with Dodgers Mets. Do you
Okay.
guys? Because I definitely think they're gonna play.
That's a wonderful,
Dude, the NL series are so
wonderful,
good.
yeah,
So do you
series.
guys? What are your final two teams? Who makes it out of both of them?
See, the problem with this, and as much as I hate the Dodgers, is they have two pitchers who are almost automatic victories.
2 guaranteed wins.
And I mean, in a series where you only got to win 3 in the first series,
Yeah.
I don't see them losing 3 in a row after Greinke and Kershaw get their wins.
Yeah.
Well,
they're
you
so
got to
good.
worry about Kershaw in the postseason, though.
But then also
do,
it's like
I do,
Harvey,
you do.
Syndergaard.
No, I
These
mean
are-
this series, as much
DeGrom,
as
exactly,
good
yes.
hitting as both teams have right now, I think it's going to turn into a pitcher's duel, somewhat like a Giants kind of
Syndergaard,
series.
Syndergaard, and the rest of the Mets pitching rotation is almost what the Dodgers is.
Yeah,
but,
sure.
But who do
they're
you
almost.
take out of the Mets rotation? Because you're not going to take 5 starting
Yeah,
pitchers into
right,
the
right,
playoffs.
right.
I mean, well,
Who do you take out?
Well, you're gonna have Harvey. You're gonna have
DeGrom.
DeGrom. You're gonna have Syndergaard.
Yeah.
You're gonna have
So no
Matz
Steven
and
Matz
Cologne.
and no
I think
Cologne.
I think you bring Cologne. That's 5.
That's 4. That's 4.
That's 5.
Well, you can't have 5 in the play, or you don't
Oh,
usually
yeah,
don't have
yeah,
5.
yeah.
You take like 3 to 4
3 to
sometimes.
4.
Some
Yeah.
good
sure.
relievers in
Yeah,
the
dude.
bullpen.
Yeah.
If anyone blows up, they're gonna.
That's
have
what
good-
we use Tim
good
Lincecum
bullpen.
for.
I think the Dodgers take it though.
So Dodgers.
no,
and who do you
Dodgers.
got between You got Cardinals.
Oh well, I think if the Cubs win, then Curse of the Billy Goat's gonna bite them in the butt, and Cards are gonna take it.
So
But
Cards.
Pittsburgh wins. Pittsburgh beats the Cards.
All right.
Pittsburgh wins the
So
World Series.
Pittsburgh. You got Pittsburgh and Mets, or Pittsburgh and Dodgers.
Pittsburgh versus Dodgers.
And
Yes.
who do you got winning that?
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, and then what about
I'm
you?
gonna have the Cubs and the Dodgers beating the Cubs.
All right.
And I'm the opposite of JD. I think if the Cubs beat the Pirates, the Cubs can beat the Cardinals. They
Right.
just beat them in the
Ooh.
series.
It's
Yeah,
such a-
that's
such a
exactly
great
what I
debate.
think.
But
Yeah,
I think the Pirates will win. I think the Cardinals will beat the Pirates.
So who's gonna come out of the NL?
I think the Cards come out of the NL against the Mets. They beat the Mets. I have the Cards just because.
So you have Cardinals.
I've got the Dodgers.
Pittsburgh.
I got Dodgers also. I'm really feeling Greinke, Kershaw. They're so good. And
I
Alex
can
Wood.
never root for the
Alex Wood
Dodgers.
isn't that bad.
I'm not
and then
rooting for him.
AL pick. I think it's gonna come down to Blue Jays Royals.
Yeah.
Who do you got? Blue Jays Royals.
It hurts to say this, but I got the Royals. I think their bullpen can shut down the Jays' offense.
Yeah.
As outstanding as it is, their bullpen and is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And they're hungry from last year, losing last year. So I think the Royals win it. Plus their offense is really balanced. Mustakis, Hosmer, and Kane. I think they take
And who's
it.
your World Series pick?
I take Cardinals over the Royals.
Cardinals over the Royals. That's a sweet World
Yeah.
Series.
I got the Royals edging out the Blue Jays. I think that'd be the best AL series.
Royals
Yeah,
over the
definitely.
Blue Jays.
And
Sure.
then I got the Royals beating the Dodgers in the
Royals. So Royals. No,
No,
Cardinals,
Cardinals,
Royals.
yeah.
Kansas City's been there before. They're
Last year,
salty
right?
after last year.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to
Exactly.
take
They're a
it.
good
They're
team.
going to get to the
They're a
World
fiery
Series.
team.
They're
Yeah.
going to lose to Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. All right,
I
team.
got faith in
I
Pittsburgh.
got the Dodgers and I got the Royals. I think I'm going to go with the Royals too.
Wow.
I think we're just totally in for such a great MLB,
Exactly.
Oh, this is gonna be a great
MLB
playoffs.
playoffs. We're so spoiled, especially in the NL. I really hope a lot of you guys tune in for that. Hopefully you guys enjoy
Even if
this.
you're not a baseball fan.
Even if
it's
you're not a
still
baseball
Baseball
fan,
playoffs are exciting.
MLB's still fun. I hope you guys tune in. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and we'll catch you next time.
Yeah, I think that was a good show.
That was-
They're talking MVPs.